Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, but also how we're going to fix it together. And the content that I'm about to show you has even more power and more amplification since just yesterday, because now the Senate Republicans are boycotting the Senate. I'm telling you guys, what we're about to walk through is so much broader and so much more impactful that is directly relating back to everything that we hold dear, particularly our gun rights. This is all connected, but I'm about to show you what Republican senators just did to not only ignore anything the Biden administration wants, judicial nominees, nothing. They're also ignoring anything to do with gun infringements. Everything's going to be linked into the description box below. I can't wait to hear what you guys think. And of course, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn the notification bell on. Now, this content is made possible by American Hartford Gold. I'm going to say a quick word, and then we are going to hit this. And the content today is brought to you by American Hartford Gold. And brothers and sisters, with everything popping off around the world, war is cracking off. We've got inflation issues. We've got stock market volatility. We have cash concerns. We have oil concerns. It's a good time to take a look and at least know your options with American Hartford Gold. They are dedicated to offering gold, silver, platinum coins and bars for your investing needs. Whether you want to do it delivered to your door or you want an IRA, Roth IRA, 401k, TSP, they've got options. This is something you guys should check out. At American Hartford Gold, they aim to educate clients about investments in the precious metal industry, strive to provide unparalleled customer service built on trust, integrity, and absolute transparency, while holding a goal of achieving 100% customer satisfaction. Click the link in the description or call 844-727-3199. That's 844-727-3199 or text Langley to 65532. Again, that's 844-727-3199 or text Langley to 65532. All right, beautiful people, listen. This is such an important point, and if you hear nothing else about what I'm about to show you, I want to make sure I land this plane, so make sure you let me know that I do in the comments field right down there. Some people in our comments over the last few days where we've been covering the fallout from the Trump verdict, or really abuse of power, let's just call it what it is, I've gotten some comments around this is not 2A related, so why are you covering it? Now, not everybody. I'm not faulting anybody for saying that. I'm bringing it to a point. Here's why. Because it is incredibly related to the 2A. Because the 2A is not in a vacuum. And what the Democrats have just done is they've done such brand damage to the Democratic brand. The left side of the aisle did this. Not everyday Democrats, the left side of the aisle. So they did so much damage to the Democratic brand that now Republicans will not have anything to do with them at the Senate level. They won't even have judicial nominees. Then the House Republicans are having them before in the weaponization of government committees to testify to their actions and abuse of power. It does not take long when you have a damage of a reputation as bad as this until it starts to translate over into things like their push for gun safety or gun control. Because it's a small leap to go, wait a minute, you abuse the rights of an individual who's a former president of the United States by abusing the lawfare system, and then you go, wait a minute, the ATF just changed the rules, which ended up with an airport executive dead, and now gun rights is kind of affiliated with all that. Maybe they're corrupt there too. Maybe they're wrong there too. That's why these things are so important. Because if you get a full red Congress and you get a full red president, there's a much greater chance to roll back all the fights that we're constantly against versus just dealing with and responding to what the left does to us. This is massive because it is all interconnected. That's why we're covering these things like this, because they just said no more gun control flat out, along with other things. Let's get into it. So, as you guys know, I hit something from Jim Jordan, the Weaponization of Government Committee. This was yesterday's video, or one of the videos on yesterday. Basically saying, hey, Alvin Bragg, you abused the system, you abused your power, you manipulated and created a sham trial and then convicted a former president of the United States. Why don't you come and talk to Congress about that? You talk about clips and marketable campaign fodder and political fodder, that's going to be there, all right? Well, now let me show you what just happened in the Senate. This is from the Twitter account of Marco Rubio. Statements of outrage are no longer enough. How many of you have left that exact same sentiment in some of the comments on my videos recently? Letters are just not enough. Do something. I mean, it's a fair, valid point. So I hope every Republican senator who is sickened by what the deranged left is doing to our country will join us in taking action in the Senate. And now I want to say something really important. This is not everyday Democrats. A lot of this audience would identify in the middle or on the Democrat side, and they believe fully in their gun rights. No problem with those guys. Get in here. The party's, the water's great. However, the far left has taken the idea of gun control as a core tenet of the Democratic Party, and along with getting rid of Trump at all costs. Again, the corruption and the tying together of their mentalities, their thought processes, and their the pillars of their party with the lawfare they just deployed, it is not a long leap. All right, let's continue. Let me show you what they're saying in this declaration, really, more so than anything else. The White House, this is from the Senate, May 31st. The White House has made a mockery of the rule of law and fundamentally altered our politics in an un-American way. As a Senate Republican Congress, we are unwilling to aid and abet this White House in its project to tear this country apart. To that end, we will not, 1, allow any increase to non-security related funding for this administration or any appropriations bill which funds partisan lawfare. 2, vote to confirm the administration's political and judicial appointees. And 3, allow expedited consideration and passage of Democrat legislation or authorities that are not directly related to the safety of the American people. And there's your 8 Republican senators right there, so about a quarter of the conference. You just heard them say you're not getting judicial nominees. You're not getting non-safety oriented funding and spending. You're not getting anything through the Senate at all. And keep in mind, the filibuster is still in place. So you're not getting a single thing. And by the way, you need all 8 of these. This is where rubber meets the road. What I told you, it must be polling so poorly internally for the Democrats that the Republicans are seizing on the opportunity. Nothing's going through the Senate, and the House Committee on Weaponization of Government is now calling the people who did this. Guys, this directly relates our gun rights because no more funding for backdoor gun control is going through while this state of play is in play here. Okay? Now, you can tell they're a little upset about this because listen to what Chris Murphy's doing. He's trying to turn the political winds, and he's trying to turn a ship he's not going to turn. They kicked a hornet's nest. They can't reverse it. Check it out. Chris Murphy, Senator, Connecticut, Mr. Gun Control in the Senate. Here's what's happening. Republicans are angry at 12 jurors who convicted Trump, so they are now boycotting the Senate. If Democrats are for legislation that will help America, Republicans will block it even if they think it's a good policy too. This is your Republican Party. No, boo. This is the Republican Party reacting to the population's stance on what you and your people just did. This is why this is so important. And if you want further explanation and an example of what I'm talking about, Joe Manchin, Senator Democrat Joe Manchin, just left the Democratic Party officially and registered as an independent in the wake of this conviction. All of this is tied together. All of this is connected. And you are seeing exactly the fallout that the left does not want. I'm telling you, check this out. Senator Joe Manchin. My commitment to do everything I can to bring our country together has led me to register as an independent with no party affiliation. The right is unifying, the left is splintering, and the middle is growing from the left or shifting to the right. Mark my words, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, when these polls come out after this conviction, you are going to see the left go apoplectic because they are not going to understand how badly they screwed up and how to fix it. There is no way back from this one. And that's what I've got for you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.